Imagine this, a book written in 1893 about a boy named Barron Trump. An aristocrat with ties to Russia, navigating strange lands and impossible odds. Now, imagine that boy shares more than just a name with a modern figure, the towering, enigmatic son of Donald Trump. Is this a bizarre coincidence, or a prophecy unfolding before our eyes? Chapter 1. Rediscovering a Forgotten Story. In 1893, a little-known lawyer and writer named Ingersoll Lockwood penned The Adventures of Barron Trump. This whimsical children's novel was part satire, part fantasy, a tale of a precocious boy born into privilege, traveling to fantastical realms in search of truth. For decades, the book was forgotten, tucked away in dusty libraries. Fast forward to the 21st century. This obscure children's book is rediscovered, and readers are stunned. The boy's name? Barron Trump. The connection? Donald Trump's youngest son, Barron. But the similarities don't stop there. As the internet digs deeper, a question emerges. Could this be a prophecy hiding in plain sight? To understand this enigma, we must journey back to Lockwood's world and uncover how his words resonate eerily in today's reality. Chapter 2. The Strange Life of Barron Trump. Barron Trump is no ordinary boy. Lockwood describes him as headstrong, self-absorbed, and determined to explore. He's a noble child of immense intelligence, often misunderstood by those around him. Barron spends his days immersed in the wisdom of Don Fum's World Within a World, a guidebook to hidden dimensions. Does this remind you of someone? Barron Trump, the tall and enigmatic son of Donald and Melania Trump, also seems to exist in a world apart. Raised in luxury, protected from the media's glare, Barron remains an enigma. At 6'7", he looms over his peers, much like the larger-than-life character of Lockwood's book. The uncanny resemblance raises eyebrows. Could the fictional Barron be a literary reflection of the modern Barron? Both boys are described as intelligent, aloof, and remarkably composed for their age. Could Lockwood's character have been a figment of his imagination, or a premonition of the modern-day Trump heir? Chapter 3. The Adventures of Barron Trump. In the book, young Barron is guided by a mysterious manuscript, Don Fum's World Within a World. This cryptic guide promises to lead him to hidden realms beneath the surface of the earth. Armed with his intellect and the companionship of his loyal dog, Bulger, Barron embarks on a series of adventures that test his wit, courage, and morality. He encounters strange creatures, including giants, talking animals, and beings with mystical powers. Along the way, he learns valuable lessons about leadership, humility, and the nature of truth. Now consider Barron Trump. Though he doesn't have a dog named Bulger or a map to hidden worlds, he's navigating an equally treacherous landscape. The media spotlight, public scrutiny, and the legacy of a father who divides opinion like no other. His adventures may not involve underground kingdoms, but they require resilience, strategy, and a sense of identity. Qualities that his fictional counterpart had to develop on his journeys. Chapter 4. The Prophecy of the Last President. Here's where things get truly strange. Ingersoll Lockwood didn't stop with the adventures of Barron Trump. 2 years later, he published another book titled 1900, or The Last President. In this story, a political outsider becomes president and plunges New York City into chaos. The details are startling. The president lives on Fifth Avenue, the same location as Trump Tower. There are riots and unrest following his election, eerily reminiscent of events in 2016 and 2020. Even more bizarrely, Barron Trump's fictional adventures take him to Russia, foreshadowing Donald Trump's contentious ties to the country over a century later. These parallels have fueled countless conspiracy theories. Was Lockwood a time traveler, a clairvoyant, or was it all a strange coincidence? One that grows harder to dismiss the deeper you dive.
Chapter 5. The Mystery of Barron Trump. Let's shift focus to the real Barron Trump. At 18 years old, he's already a figure of intrigue. He's largely stayed out of the public eye, shielded by his mother, Melania, who fiercely protects his privacy. Yet his towering height, quiet demeanor, and striking resemblance to his father make him impossible to ignore. Melania Trump famously described him as Little Donald, saying he shares his father's love of business and leadership. Yet Barron also has his mother's reserved nature, staying largely out of the media's reach. In the fictional Barron Trump, we see a boy who doesn't quite fit in, a young aristocrat with bigger dreams than his surroundings can contain. Could Barron Trump too be destined for a unique path? Perhaps he's not just a footnote in his father's legacy, but a figure who will one day step into his own spotlight. Chapter 6. Conspiracy or coincidence? The internet is divided. On one hand, skeptics dismiss the connections as coincidences. After all, the name Trump wasn't uncommon in the 19th century. On the other hand, conspiracy theorists have woven intricate tales of time travel, secret codes, and prophetic visions. The connections between the adventures of Barron Trump and today's Trump family are too striking to ignore. The aristocratic boy with a noble name and an extraordinary destiny. The travel to Russia, echoing real-world controversies. The parallels between Lockwood's last president and Donald Trump's presidency. Some claim the books are evidence of time travel, pointing to their uncanny predictions. Others see them as clever coincidences that tap into universal archetypes of power, leadership, and destiny. What's undeniable is this: these stories have captured the public's imagination, weaving a narrative that blurs the line between fiction and reality. A mystery for the ages. So what are we to make of the adventures of Barron Trump? Is it a whimsical tale from a bygone era, or a prophetic vision of the future? And what of Barron Trump himself? Perhaps the greatest mystery lies not in the books, but in the boy. As Barron Trump grows into adulthood, he'll face the daunting task of defining his own path. Whether it follows the footsteps of his father or blazes a trail all his own. As we watch his journey unfold, one thing is certain. Like Lockwood's fictional Barron, Barron Trump's story will be anything but ordinary. Could it be, you might ask, that the real adventure is only just beginning?